Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti. We focus exclusively on spirituality, Vedanta, and Sanatana Dharma. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and daily satsang. Our humble prostrations to all pervading Brahman or God, our worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj, all sages and scriptures, and to the divinity in each of you. We are currently exploring the scripture Mysticism of Mahabharata. Commentaries by Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So today we will cover the episode Sage Durvasa Comes to Dinner. After his humiliating defeat by the Gandharvas and his embarrassing rescue at the hands of Yudhishthira, Duryodhana gradually strove to rebuild his image as a powerful ruler. Although the Kauravas should have learnt a lesson from that disastrous encounter with the Gandharvas, they did not. And when Providence provided them with another opportunity to harm the Pandavas, they could not resist. The opportunity came in the form of Sage Durvasa, the angry sage, whose terrible temper and infallible curse had been the ruination of many. One day, that sage Durvasa appeared in Hastinapur before Duryodhana and his Kaurava brothers. He came with 10,000 disciples, and Duryodhana, knowing that the sage could destroy anyone by his mere curse, welcomed him with great care and began to attend on him and his disciples like a slave. During this visit, Durvasa tried Duryodhana's patience in various ways. He would suddenly appear with all his disciples, announcing that they were terribly hungry. Then, as soon as food was served, the sage would get up and say they were not hungry at all and leave. Or he would find fault with the food and push it all aside and ask Duryodhana to have another dish prepared. Sometimes the sage would appear with all his disciples in the middle of the night, but Duryodhana had all the cooks and servants ready for the sage's unexpected appearances. After some days, Durvasa said, "O king, you have served me wonderfully. I'm very pleased with you. Ask any boon and I will give it to you. Nothing is impossible for me." Then Duryodhana, who had cleverly planned ahead for that moment, said, "O sage, if you are truly pleased with me, then I ask the following favor. Yudhishthira, the leader of the Pandavas, is our eldest. He is the best and most adorable and is endowed with great qualities. Just as you and your 10,000 disciples have blessed us with your presence, similarly, may you grace Yudhishthira and his brothers in the same way. You must, however, visit the Pandavas at a special time, when Draupadi has finished eating and all are relaxed. Only at that time can they give you and all your disciples their total attention." Durvasa agreed to this boon and led his disciples away. Then Karna, looking at Duryodhana, began to rejoice and said with great joy, "By good fortune we are prospering and our enemies are going to be destroyed. Surely our cousins are going to be burnt in the fire of Durvasa's anger." The Kauravas were elated and convinced that their cousins would be destroyed because they knew the secret of the miraculous vessel that had been given to Draupadi by the sun god when she and her husbands entered into forest life. That vessel, given as a gift to help the Pandavas, who had no means of acquiring wealth or collecting food in the forest, created all types of food in abundance limitlessly. Thousands of people would come and eat from it day by day. But that extraordinary vessel had one condition attached to it. The moment Draupadi ate from it, thinking that the day's work was over, the vessel relaxed and would not produce any more food. It was at that time, after Draupadi had finished eating and all the food was gone, that Durvasa and all his disciples were to arrive for their surprise visit with the Pandavas. Since the vessel would not be able to produce any food, Durvasa and his disciples would have to remain hungry, and the sage would surely become furious and revenge upon Yudhishthira and his brothers. So at last, thought the Kauravas, the Pandavas were going to be utterly destroyed. That was their cunning plan. According to the boon that was given to Duryodhana, Durvasa ascertained the time when Draupadi had finished taking her food. Then suddenly he swarmed into the forest dwelling with his 10,000 disciples. Yudhishthira and his brothers, seeing that sage approaching, got up and welcomed him, invited him and his disciples to be their guests. But in order for Yudhishthira to have some time to think of what to do, he added, "Please go to the nearby river and prepare yourselves so that we can share with you whatever we have." So we will continue this episode in tomorrow's satsang. This is Swami Nikhilanand. Om Tat Sat.